Oh, hi. Second part of the twofer. So, week ago, we talked about we shared Kamen Rider Zero-One, and it actually included a quick spoiler of the figure that we're going to be sharing now. And the reason being is that the new thing that the but SHF or SH Figure Arts has been doing is that they've been putting the other weapons of the main rider, specifically like in this case, Zero-One. They're putting his weapons to another rider to combine them with another rider. Now I do understand it. It's actually a way for them to market the other riders, so that the other you have to buy the other riders to get the weapon. But honestly, it's pretty annoying, in the sense that you could have just put it in the rider who uses the weapon. But nevertheless, I guess that's business, right? And at the end of the day, we're still gonna be buying. So to cut the suspense, we're gonna be talking about Kamen Rider Vulcan, or the Shooting Wolf. Now, Kamen Rider Vulcan is one of the secondary riders of Kamen Rider Zero-One, which actually I still have him with me right now. And he's one of the secondary riders. And he's basically to complement Kamen Rider Zero-One's focus on melee, or especially with their sword weapon. He actually counters it with being a shooty, or a person, or the Kamen Rider character who shoots, or the one with the gun. So this is what it looks like, similar to the new packaging, wherein it's narrow, it's thinner, but it's thicker. Though the more recent one is the one for the Kamen Rider Revice, where they don't have the plastic opening anymore. It's just purely paper. So this is the second to the last, or the second to the last second to the last packaging. Now, as if you remember, and I talk about value, well, he is a secondary rider, but I would say he has better value. And why is that? Because the weapons are here in this figure. So again, this is the figure. We do have the figure here, with some, and also from product photography, as you can see. Since he has the weapon, he has the sword, there's also pictures of Kamen Rider Zero-One with the weapon. So let's open him up. Alright. So, as you can see, there is the figure here. And again, when I talk about value, it's giving you more than the basic figure in the basic hands. So what happens here is that we have the basic figure, Next, now for the value part, it has his weapon, which is the gun, and it has Zero-One's sword. Right? See, it's actually pretty. I mean, personally, if you want to save money on it, it's actually pretty annoying, because you have to buy this figure. But I had to buy the figure to get the sword. And on top of that, while Kamen Rider Zero-One has 3 sets of hands, this has 4 pairs. That is 4 pairs plus the one that he has right now, which is 5 pairs of hands. See, that's value right there. So right off the bat, this, in terms of value, this already has more value rather than the name Kamen Rider. Even if Kamen Rider Zero-One is the main rider, in terms of value, this has a lot more value. 3 weapons. Actually, you'll find out why I'm talking about 3 weapons. So as we open them up, personally, I think this is honestly, this might be a better made, better produced figure. Why is that? Because there's actually a lot more armor detail to it. Now let's put the gun in his holster just to be sure. Alright. So this is the figure. As you can see, unlike Kamen Rider Zero-One, or most figures that most characters wherein they have a monochrome type, this is basically, it's like having his suit split into 2. So you have the blue parts and the white parts, and the white parts have some of these light purple metallic ones. His face, as you can see, has the blue eyes. It's actually pretty cool. The figure, it's like having 2 suits in one. Now I have to give a word of warning. these parts of his armor is sharp. I actually hurt myself when I first bought this. I actually hurt myself on it, and it actually drew blood. So these are sharp. Okay, guys, be very careful. These are sharp. Now, why am I talking about having 3 weapons? Because first off, I showed this last week, which is Zero-One sword, right? Now, the next weapon is Vulcan's gun, right? It's basically the same like a cartridge style. It just folds up into a gun. Now, here's the thing. What makes it even more valuable, or what gives it even more value, is actually the third weapon. Can you see where the third weapon is? It's in the driver. It's his driver. It actually pulls out to be another gun. So basically, you're having 3 weapons in one figure, and you also have a lot more posable hands. No, articulation is always great, as always. SH Figuarts, so the standard's pretty high. As on top of that, you actually get more hands as well for better posability. So in terms of even in terms of getting the best value for I guess best value for the money, this is it. You get extra weapons, you get more weapons. No, you actually get a weapon. Much more 3 weapons, because Zero-One doesn't have any weapons, and you even have extra hands. So even if he's not the main, if he's not main character, he's a secondary rider. Basically, you're buying Zero-One for being Zero-One. But if you're talking about value, it's Vulcan. Detail wise, look at the detail in the back. They really have pronounced sculpting. Paint apps is great. The paint apps is shiny. You just have to take care of it because it might fade. No, it will fade, especially if it's out in the sun. Pro tip: don't put your figures out in the sun. It fades the paint. The look is fine. I've never been a fan of the one side is different from the other side type of armor. I'm more into the more coherent or symmetrical type, but it's actually nice, very pretty. It's actually nice. I actually like it a lot. That's why also the reason why I got it. I got it for the sword, but and I loved it because of the value and also the figure quality. So I would say this is a good figure to buy. Even if you're not a fan of Kamen Rider Zero-One, in terms of pure value alone, this is very, very good value. Better value than Zero-One. But of course, I would like Zero-One's look more. But then again, this gives you 3 weapons, 5 sets of hands, and the figure. That's value. That's pure value for what you paid for. And on top of that, you're getting a good product. You're getting a good quality product and a good figure. Honestly, I did not finish Zero-One. I did like the series though. I did like the series. Don't get me wrong. I did not hate it. It's just that I wasn't able to finish it for some reason. I like the concept. I like the figures. I like this better than Kamen Rider Saber. So if anything, I love the series. I wasn't able to finish the whole series itself. But then it's a good series. I invite you to check it out. Of course, in terms of it being the first Reiwa rider, you really have to check it out. It's a great figure, great series. The other characters are also great. We have Kamen Rider Zero-Two, and the different iterations and the different enhancements of Kamen Rider Vulcan himself. It's a good figure. It's a good characters. I love the characters as well. Though personally, I think I'm still gonna be with my favorite revise. But I would say after revise, this is it. Geats. Oh, I'm okay with Geats, but I do like this as my second one for Reiwa. I also like the characters. Now, if you're a fan of Kamen Rider, I'm not sure if you're not that familiar with Kamen Rider and want to get this figure. I'm not sure. I would say maybe put this as your one of your secondary purchases. But if you're a fan of the series and like value, I suggest you get, because if you have Zero-One, you'll definitely want the sword. So, right? So why not? So, and in terms of in terms of quality, of course, it's great. But again, Remember, the sharp edges of Vulcan, it's gonna hurt you, and it's gonna puncture, and it's gonna bleed. So this figure himself drew blood from me. So it's gonna be also special because it hurts. But then again, guys, this is a good figure. I would recommend this if you're a hardcore Kamen Rider fan. But if you like value, even as a Kamen Rider fan, get it. I mean, three weapons, more hands. That's value. That's value right there. So I guess there. So I mean, I have a lot more figures to I have a lot more figures to share for 2025. For Kamen Rider SH Figure Arts, I do have one coming, which is Gav. I haven't completed the rest yet, but I do have something cooked up for Kamen Rider. Stay tuned for that. It's cute. It's the cutie versions. I have a number of that, and that might be our next one. I'm not sure yet, since it's still for next week anyway. But then again, our last toy sharing for 2024, and I hope that you like this. Again, good value. Character-wise, it's fine, but very good value.